Michael Jordan still has $1.7 billion. It pays to be the greatest of all time, even if you spend money like you know you're the GOAT. How about you and I take a look? Michael Jordan famously has the most Michael Jordan mansion of all time. And you know things are going to be cool the second you drive up to the place. It literally has a giant gate with MJ's number on it, 23. Then you get to the house itself and you see the Legend's house in all its glory. There are so many things to like about this place, even if you are not a big fan of the NBA. For starters, the interior of this place is as classy as you'd expect from one of the greatest players of all time. Each room is classier than the last one, with fine pieces of art, dynamic lighting, and this general vibe throughout that the entire place is a big speakeasy. You kind of think that Humphrey Bogart from Casablanca is gonna walk around the corner and offer you a drink. Then we've got the amenities, and boy does this home have a bunch. It has a fully stocked gym, a pool, a cigar room, a pond stocked with fish, a tennis court, and so many other ridiculous toys to play with, probably a bunch that we don't even know about. Of course, then there are the amenities that are pretty much only for Michael Jordan and the biggest Michael Jordan fans out there. The crown jewel of this brand of amenities is the enormous professional basketball court. While that might be cool to have for a little while, eventually that would just pretty much become a hassle to have to constantly maintain. You're okay with paying to have it cleaned all the time? That is a rich thing, my friends. According to those who have tried and failed to offload this home, the Michael Jordan worship isn't really the big problem. You know that thing that real estate people are always saying? Location, location, location. Well, the problem with this location is that it is not in the area with all the other rich people. It's surrounded by much more modest homes, and yeah, that'll hurt ya. Michael originally put this on the market for $29 million, but has since dropped it down to $14.9 million. Not only that, but he has since sweetened the deal by offering complete sets of Air Jordans on top of the reduced price. And still, no takers. Michael Jordan seems like a humble guy, right? So what, does he just drive around in an old Subaru from the 90s to save money? Yeah, no. If I had to show you one car that describes Jordan as a car buyer, it would probably be his Porsche 911 Turbo S. This car is fast, red, flashy, and practically screams, yeah, I'm Michael Jordan. And it screams at 205 miles per hour with an acceleration time of only 2.6 seconds. Now today, they are worth over $200,000, though a truly pristine model sold for $1.27 million after 33 bids. What really sells this as Jordan's car is the license plate that literally says Air. For something a little out of the 90s, let's look at his Mercedes McLaren SLR 722 edition. This sleek, early 2000s style ride can hit speeds up to 209 miles per hour with an acceleration speed of 3.6 seconds. These cars still go for over $300,000, while pristine versions can go for millions. While anyone else would adore this car, Michael Jordan was evidently not a fan. He ended up selling it after only a few months, with very few miles on it. That very car still sells for upwards of $695,750 just because he used to drive it. So why don't we go back to the 80s and the 90s to see a car that MJ would actually like to drive? That would be his Porsche 930 Turbo Cabriolet Flat Nose. It had a top speed of 160 miles per hour and an acceleration time of 4.85 seconds. While Jordan was a big fan, this was not a favorite at the time, and it was discontinued after 1989. It was a big inspiration for his design of the Air Jordan 6s. So yeah, I'd say this car probably paid for itself at least a few times over. If there's one car that Michael Jordan's known for the most, it's the C4 Corvette. A C4 can go for upwards of $880,000, but they typically go for under $35,000. Now, that doesn't quite sound right for someone with as much money as Michael Jordan, and well, for him, it's quantity over quality. He has had a ton of Corvettes over the years. So many that it's been rumored that he's bought over 18 across his lifetime. Another Michael Jordan 90 90s classic is his Ferrari 550 Maranello. They go 199 miles per hour with an acceleration speed of 4.4 seconds. Today, these go for over $150,000, but come on. You know that MJ got millions of dollars of enjoyment out of this one. It's red, from the 90s, and it goes real fast. That pretty much is his main criteria for an enjoyable automotive purchase. What can I say? Michael Jordan is not the only one who loved the 90s. Now, as far as I'm concerned, and forgive me if you've heard me say this before, but the finest car that a celeb can get to prove that they are the big deal is a Bugatti Veyron Sang Noir. These are incredibly rare cars. Like, only 12 were made kind of rare. It goes at an incredibly fast top speed of 253 miles per hour. It has a 0 to 60 acceleration speed of 2.6 seconds. And more than any of that, just look at this car. It looks like a really fancy Batmobile. It probably costs as much too. The price for this baby is a shocking $2,2,144.59. So yeah, you'd pretty much have to be someone like Michael Jordan to have one. It must be nice being Michael Jordan sometimes. If you ever need a few million, you just go into your closet, find an old pair of shoes you have, and then sell them. I'm serious, by the way. A pair of Michael Jordan's Nike Airships went for $1.5 million in like 2021. This isn't even that odd for a pair of Air Jordans worn by the man himself during one of his legendary games. They've become something of a status symbol. They typically go for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So when he is willing to part with a full set of Jordans to add value to his home, frankly, it's kind of surprising that no one took him up on the offer just for the deal on the kicks alone. Honestly, it would probably be worth getting stuck in that eyesore of a house. It's big and has nice things, but yeah, it's an eyesore. Now, I don't want you to think that Michael Jordan is all about himself, though. He's also very well known for his charitable endeavors. For instance, just this year, he made a giant contribution to the Make-A-Wish Foundation for his own birthday. For his 60th birthday, he shattered records by making a $10 million donation to the foundation. Say what you want about Michael Jordan, but the man doesn't do anything unless he's gonna be the best. Strangely enough, no matter how much research I did into Michael Jordan's lifestyle, I could not find out if he and Bugs Bunny are still friends after Space Jam. Don't worry though, I will keep looking.